I'm legally insane. And last night, I killed my editor. That son of a bitch is dead. FBI, open up! I told him to stop pissing me off. Telling me he ain't got time to edit my videos. I had to kill him. I didn't have a choice. He's dead. He got upset because I went downtown, visit his mother. Went downtown. Everybody knows where to find her, buddy. It ain't nothing new. Back at the 7-Eleven, right behind the dumpster. I brought $10 with me. And I walked away with a couple of rare games on the cheap. And he got mad because, his mother's selling some of his games. And blame me for it. Big deal. I had to do what I had to do. I killed him. Oh, boy, wait a minute. Oh, I gotta edit that out. Oh, I cannot be telling people about that. Oh, I do not want to go back to prison. Selling up with Chocolate Thunder for 6 years, that wasn't very pleasant. Having to deal with 12-inch Mondays. Didn't enjoy that. And then there was 12-inch Tuesdays. Didn't enjoy that either. That wasn't very pleasant. And then, of course, there was 12-inch Wednesday. Followed by 12-inch Thursday. Definitely hated that one. And then the worst one of them all, 12-inch Friday. You'd think Friday night you might get some relief. But no, definitely not Friday night. It was quite the opposite. Saturday night would come and it'd be another 12-inch Saturday. Definitely got haunted memories of that. PTSD for sure, dang. And then finally 12-inch Sunday. There's just no relief. 6 years straight. Oh, I'm getting PTSD flashbacks. Oh, there's dicks everywhere. All right, let's start this all over again. I'm legally insane. And today I've got 20 brand new retro game pickups because guess what? I ain't stopping collecting these retro games. And you know what? Let me tell you something right now. The demand for these retro games has not gone down. I keep hearing actual retards trying to tell me that the demand is going down for retro games. The prices are crashing. They're not crashing. You invented that off the top of your head, or you heard another retard on YouTube tell you that. Somebody recently made a comment that the NES game prices are crashing. I'm going to be making a whole video on that, but I can assure you, I did the research, and I'll be bringing the receipts. The prices have only gone up. Like this guy said that they peaked between 2014 and 2018 because that's when, quote, what he calls demand peaked. I won't go into too much detail on this because I'll save it all for the video. But what he doesn't understand is, when it's the cool thing on YouTube during that era to talk about the NES, that was the top thing to talk about. It's the top thing to talk about isn't going to be the top thing to talk about for 20 years straight, you retard. The prices have gone up since that time period. Just because it's not cool to talk about on YouTube doesn't mean that the prices have come down. It doesn't mean that everyone's selling their collections, because if they were, the prices would be coming down. So retro games are still popular. People are still collecting them in general, myself included. I'm still going after... I've been collecting, actively for 20 years straight, but I've been collecting longer than that because I still have my original games that I never sold. Super Nintendo games right behind me. I didn't sell any of those. Well, there's still games that I want. And that's, on top of that, we're entering this digital era. The Switch 2 is even trying to sell you key cards, trying to scam you into thinking you're getting a physical game, but you're not. Sure, it's better than a digital code in a box, because at least you can resell it. But it doesn't change the fact that in the future, that keycard is going to be dead. It's going to have an exact value of -$2 because ain't nobody going to buy that thing from you unless you pay them $2. Because that's how worthless it's going to be. It's not going to be worth anything. So, I mean, whether we like it or not, we're entering this digital era, but game collecting is not dead. So I'm going to show you 20 random games that I picked up. I got a backlog of 1,000 games. I just grabbed out 20. Some of them are very recent, though. Some of these are rare games, too. Some of these games you didn't know about. Some of these are hidden gems. You might want to put a pair of diaper on. Let's get started. Game number 1. Hidden gem. I don't care what anybody tells you. PlayStation 1 game. I do not care what anybody tells you. This is one of the best games on the entire console. Without question. One of the best games ever made in history. Xena, the Warrior Princess, for the PlayStation 1. Now, I've heard that there's a PS2 version. It must be a PAL exclusive. And I've heard it sucks. So you really don't need to look into that one. All you need to know is that this game right here has everything you're looking for. Third-person action game with some first-person segments, such as when you throw your chakram, you enter first-person mode. And I was real cheap with the chakram. I don't know if that's what they wanted you to do, but you could basically throw that chakram an unlimited distance. It goes forever until you finally hit something. Quite literally. So you could fly through the entire level all the way to the end. But as you're flying through that chakram, looking at first-person view, you're controlling the chakram, where it's going. You're weaving in and out of the map.
There are certain rules you must never forget. Always dress appropriately for the occasion. Keep your accessories simple and functional. Never ever let anyone take advantage of you. And remember, the way to a man's heart isn't always through his stomach. Follow these rules, ladies, and I promise you'll be fighting them off.
Xena Warrior Princess, PlayStation's newest action heroine.
Oh, and remember, always play by the rules.
I don't think they expected you to do that, but I was real cheap. So, this is actually a double. I already own this game. I own this game since it came out, just about. I bought it used at Rogers Video back in the day, when they were clearing out the games. I bought a whole bunch of their PS1 games. But as I was recently looking through my PS1 collection, and I noticed my Xena copy didn't have the manual. The cover that I got from Rogers Video, for whatever reason, they would tear the cover out and throw the manual away. I don't know why they did that. I guess they got tired of people not returning the manuals, because that was a thing that would happen back in the day. For whatever reason, stupid kids would always forget to return the manual. And I don't know. They just got tired of people doing that. So they gave you no reason to ever take the manual out by removing the manual. That's what they did back then. So I realized, oh, this is not CIB. Like, I love this game, and I want to start playing it again and finally beat it, because I did get stuck. I did get stuck somewhere. And this game, you know, it got, like, average reviews. Some people say that you got to be a Xena fan to enjoy it. And maybe you do. But I don't think you do. It's an action game, hack and slash game, and there's a lot of fun puzzles involved. Puzzles that are not overly difficult, but you do have to use your brain. So there's, for example, a famous Cyclops boss that you fight. I'm not going to give away the secret on how to beat him, but you have to think outside the box. You figure it out as you go. Like, you know, you'll figure it out eventually. But I do remember I got stuck somewhere. That's why I never beat the game. And I want to give it a go. I want to try it again. In fact, come to think of it, let's... Oh, it's got the reg card. That might be worth something. Sometimes reg cards are worth something. Hard to find game. This game is a... I don't know if I dare call it rare, but I had to go on eBay for it, and I paid well above the price charting price. Well, here's the price charting price. See, going for about 27 Canadian. I paid $38.99. I ain't gonna lie. You might have had a best offer. I might have got a couple bucks off. I don't quite remember offhand, but I couldn't find a game anywhere near that price. I don't know what's going on. Maybe a YouTuber talked about it, because as you can see, the price is going up. It's been going up for a long time, but the rate of the increase has jumped in since about 2024, let's say January 2024. Huge spike. Dip back down. Looked like it was bottoming around that $20 level. Let's say round up $20 level. Spiked again. Looking for another floor. Maybe it'll end up flooring around that $20 level. This chart is in USD. Goes for about 20 bucks USD. But here in Canada, at least, you know, I'm limited on who can ship me games now. And generally, that means I'm going to be forced to buy from another Canadian seller, and there's not very many options anymore. So, for example, I'm on eBay.ca right now, searching by lowest first. I typed in Xena Warrior Princess PS1. We could even just try Xena PS1. Maybe we'll get lucky. But this one here is not CIB, it's just game and manual, and you're already above the $25 mark. So you ain't getting it for 25, 26, 27 bucks anymore. And then it's all disc only, just disc only everywhere. I don't know, where's all the freaking manuals and cases? And then your next cheapest right here, 34 plus 14 shipping. Are you kidding me? And then of course we're looking at Americans beyond that. So you're looking at a $50 game because of the shipping to America. So yeah, Americans, you could probably get this game for a lot cheaper than we can here in Canada, but it's a very tough game for us to find. Now I am a diehard Xena fan, I ain't gonna lie. Huge diehard Xena fan since day one. I'm not even embarrassed to tell you, I used to buy Xena magazines. Xena had her own magazine. It didn't last very long. The thing did not sell very well. But it was actually pretty good. I didn't subscribe because I was too poor. So I would just, anytime I got the money, I would go and buy them from the store, the comic book store. And that was actually kind of dumb because if you just subscribed, it was like 10 times cheaper. Like the comic book store was charging an arm and a leg for them. Okay, the rest of these games I'm going to fly through much quicker. I wanted to really spend some extra time on Xena because Xena deserves it. Another PlayStation 1 game I got, game number 2, Panzer General. I've been trying to figure out if the cover has sun fading because it just looks kind of ugly. I think it's sun faded, which I'm not happy about, but it is not the most popular game. I don't care as much. You know, it's not a prized possession game. It's one of those games that's in a thicker case, but it's only one disc. They would do that back in the day to trick you. That's exactly what it was. It was a marketing ploy to trick you into thinking that the game was like more expensive than it should be, or a higher quality, a premium game, or trick you into thinking it was 2 discs even. Like that's legitimately what they did back then. So this is a strategy game. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know. I got it because I remember looking at it as a kid. I saw it at the rental store 100 times. It's the type of game that I like, RPGs and strategy games. I knew I wanted to play it for starters, and I knew I would probably enjoy it. But when you're limited on funds for rentals, I just never bit the bullet. I never dove in to waste my $5 on trying the game. I would always end up getting something else. And I rented games every weekend. Every single weekend. If I got $5, I'm down at Rogers Video. Every weekend. My favorite thing in the world was to go to Rogers Video and just browse the games. And I would quite literally sit there for 3 to 5 hours, browsing up and down the aisles, every console they had. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I didn't even have a Sega Genesis at the time. Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, N64, PlayStation 1. That's the era that I remember sitting in Rogers Video 3 to 5 hours at a time. You know, even the NES era too, but when I got older, when I could walk down there or ride my bike down there on my own, then I could sit there for 5 hours. Because it was a hard decision. $5 was a lot of money, man. I was broke. I finally got it, paid $10 for it. It does price chart for a lot higher. $10 Canadian I paid, it goes for 25 Canadian. $20 round up USD. $19.99, might be free shipping, $19.95. Yeah, $20 all day. Another one that I don't think I've shown yet, Earthworm Jim, Super Nintendo. I still need Earthworm Jim 2. I'm still collecting Super Nintendo, my favorite console of all time. Earthworm Jim is like one of the best games on the entire console, without question. Without question. The humor and the gameplay. I mean, they nailed everything. The graphics, too, you gotta remember. Peak Super Nintendo graphics, just about. Just about. 16-bit console. You know, other than Donkey Kong Country, I mean, it doesn't get any better than Earthworm Jim. And I'm going to use the Game Genie, and I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to beat the game. That's what I'm going to do. This is a bucket list game of mine. I have a very large bucket list of games that I would like to beat. You know, I would like to be able to beat it without cheating, but realistically, I'm not good enough. I'm just not. I'm not that good. I know plenty of people, friends of mine, that did beat this game, but probably they owned it and they didn't rent it. Okay, for a weekend rental, you ain't gonna beat this game in one weekend. Here it is, $40 Canadian. Earthworm Jim 2, I think, is worth more. And if you're wondering why I didn't get the Sega Genesis version, it's not that I don't want the Sega Genesis version. I would like to get it eventually. It's that I have more nostalgia for the Super Nintendo version. That's the version that I grew up on. I know that the Sega version is better, but both versions are very, very good. And I have alternative ways to play the Sega version, such as on my hacked Sega Genesis Mini. So I can kind of replicate the Sega Genesis experience pretty good. So if I'm only going to own one copy, it's going to be this one. Next up, I got some real good gems from Project Retro Games. I've gotten some pickups from them before. I got Star Ocean, the OG, translated to English. So this is a replica on the Super Nintendo. And I thought it would be fitting to show this one now because Limited Run Games is doing a remake of this game, and it's out right now for pre-order on the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation. But to be honest with you, I'm sure the remake is going to be great, but I would prefer the Super Nintendo version myself. I prefer the 16-bit graphics. I don't want the I'm assuming it's 2.5 HD graphics, and if it's not, then that's even worse. I actually haven't looked at it yet. And I am going to buy the remake too, but I ain't going to lie, okay? But this is where the original magic is. And what Project Retro Games does is they translate a lot of unreleased titles that were only released in Japan. They were never translated to English, and they were never released in the West. And they port those games over. They also port over and complete a lot of unfinished games that were never released in general. And the last thing that they do is they bring over games that were released in the West, but maybe they're a little bit too expensive for the average collector. And if you're looking for an alternative way to play, such as Final Fight CD. Sega CD version. This game's very expensive. Comes with a poster. Like, this is maximum level high quality reproductions. And the Sega CD doesn't require any special modifications to be able to play burned games. So that's why the Sega CD is very popular, where people like myself will get these other versions. And this is 2-player. This is like an arcade, almost arcade perfect port, I guess you could say. Unlike the Super Nintendo version that sucked, that version was complete garbage. Not even 2-player. Like, they really messed up. I don't know what their problem was when they came out with that one, but this one is 2-player, and obviously this music quality is going to be quite good. As far as I know, it's almost as good as the arcade, as far as I know. Oh, by the way, you know what? Let's open this right now and try this pen. Take the shades off. I don't want to damage the box like I did with my last game. I got Alka-Hest in one of my last videos. Oh boy. Because you know what? The other thing is if you don't open these games, over time, the shrink wrap sometimes will start to crush the box. I've seen that happen with Super Nintendo games. Very common thing. You know, it takes a long time, but that's a common thing that happens. So the corners of the box will get smushed in. This is an Enix game. Isn't that incredible, eh? So, not Squaresoft. This is their top competitor, Enix. Got a cool sticker here. Says, made for fans only. That's what that silver sticker says. Silky, like, buttery smooth, glossy. That's cool, man. Now, I can never get the lids open without bending the lid. I can never get these open without bending them. You gotta... I always damage them. Oh, I might have got it this time. This one was a little bit easier than the last one. It came out on its own. Oh, man, look at this. Here's the box. Look at this. Manual. Oh, almost dropped it. Mint condition. Smell test. Smell test proves the quality of the paper and the ink. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It smells good, but it's not... And it feels good. I'm not dissing the quality. Feels thick. The pages are thick. But the smell ain't there. It's lacking the smell. Like the proper book smell, it just ain't there. Something wrong there. Got the insert, like this is the replica of the OG inserts. Probably with the same paper that they used back then. Oh my gosh, it's even replicated this insert. That's really interesting. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Some stickers or some cards? These look like stickers. I'll try and get some better shots of that. There's also a poster in here, I believe. Very small poster. This is the kind of quality that you can expect from these guys. And I'm a big Super Nintendo fan, for those that are new to the channel, so I do very much enjoy this content. Ooh, and a translucent case. That's pretty neat. Yeah, wow. I'm impressed. 2 more Project Retro games. Eternal Champions, Sega CD version. Now, what I didn't know is that this version has a lot of updates on it. A lot of additional content. Because a lot of Sega CD games back then, they didn't even bother adding new content. It was simply a straight port with better music. So they put no effort in. The Sega CD was a complete failure. I don't care what anybody says. It was a failure. It was a disaster. Now, Sega didn't think it would be a disaster, but it turned out nobody cared about FMV games. They legitimately thought that FMV games were the future at the time. And understandably so, early 90s, buddy. Like, they were ahead of the... Technology-wise, they were ahead of the game. This was top-of-the-line technology. But the quality of the videos was absolutely horrific. People thought that they were going to get movie-quality videos, and they didn't. And that affected sales. But Sega was so into it that they literally opened a movie studio. A studio to make FMV games. Which obviously failed. But this version, I'm going to take my shades off again, dang. This version is the definitive version of Eternal Champions, which I only just found out about recently in the last couple of years, that this is a game that I would have enjoyed back in the day. Very famous for being extremely gruesome. Kind of like Mortal Kombat. I mean, really, it was a competitor to Mortal Kombat, and perhaps arguably even more extreme with arguably more secrets. So here's what it says. Includes all 9 original characters, plus 4 new characters and 11 hidden characters. So that's a total of 15 new characters. That's a lot. Every champion has his or her own martial arts style, like Kenpo Karate, Taekwondo, Thai kickboxing, and more. All new combinations and special moves with 15 tournament modes like Russian Roulette, Survivor, and Deathmatch. So I'm assuming a lot of those can be played in multiplayer. Perhaps they were looking to increase the multiplayer experience. There's also Radical Rex, which you can still get on the website if you are interested. And I mention that because have you looked at the price recently? This is one of the rarest games on the entire console. This thing has done nothing but go up since 2017. Straight line up, never stopped. Let's switch over to USD. So CIB goes for 800 Canadian dollars or 562.99 US. You used to be able to get a CIB copy for $89. Holy hell, man. That is absolutely bonkers. 90 bucks in 2017. $562 today and climbing. And this is for a game that you can get on the Sega Genesis. You can get this right now on the Sega Genesis for, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks. But the Sega Genesis version ain't rare. So the rare game hunters are after this game. As far as I know, it's not particularly good, but they did make improvements over the, mind you, not very many improvements over the Sega Genesis version. Once again, mainly it's audio improvements. That's all it is. So very interesting to see that this game is still collectible and that people are actually seeking this very, very rare game. I would imagine the only reason that the price is this high, this game has to be absolutely monstrously rare. Last sold listing, at least when this price charting was last updated, was $600 US on September 8th. And prior to that, somebody paid $719. Great shape. Both of these say they're both in excellent condition. See, look at this one here. Cracked case. Only sold for $500. I will be trying all of these. I do love the Sega CD. I always wanted one as a kid. I only just got one, like 2 years ago maybe? Found one locally. Okay, next up, real quick, we got Super Mario DS, Super Mario 64 DS. I paid $5 for this. The condition isn't very good. You're not going to be able to see it. Incredibly dirty pins. I've been having a really hard time cleaning those pins. So if anybody has secret tips to clean the pins, let me know in the comments, please. A little bit of writing on it. I paid $5 Canadian. I originally got it with the intent to sell it. I was going to, flip it. Dirty reseller flip. But I had to play it to test it to see if it worked. And the first thing I noticed, because I had never played it before, is that you start off as Yoshi. It didn't even let me pick. I was just Yoshi, so I don't know if that's normal or if that's only because somebody else beat the game before I played it on this version. Or on my console, maybe. I don't know. But I was playing as Yoshi, and then all of a sudden I just kept playing. Like I said, I originally just wanted to see if it worked, but I ended up playing the game for like 30 minutes. And I was having a good time. And I'm second guessing if I want to sell it or not. It does sell for more than $5, obviously, about $20, $25, I guess you could say, for a loose cart. I could absolutely make a profit. It has been creeping up since 2019. Let's say it had the world's slowest downtrend right up until it bottomed November 2019. And it's just been very slowly creeping up. Nothing special going on. A lot of resistance at $20 US though. Okay, next up we got... I'm pulling these out randomly. Speaking of Game Boy or handheld consoles, I got Hey Arnold. I thought this was the coolest game. I bought this on a whim. Stock Exchanger's 14 Canadian dollars. I didn't even get a deal. Although I think it was cheaper than eBay at the time because I checked on my phone. I usually won't buy from a store if it's cheaper on eBay. Even if it's like 50 cents cheaper on eBay, I'm going to go to eBay. So I picked it up because I didn't even know there was an Hey Arnold game. I took a chance on it. And I looked up the gameplay. It looks fun. It's a action platformer, very simplistic. I was reading the YouTube comments on the gameplay videos that I was watching. People were saying that they had a good time with it. Mind you, the comments aren't always the best gauge because the person commenting might have played it when they were 6 years old and it might not hold up today. But it looked fun. And the chart looks good too. The chart, don't be sleeping on the chart. Started moving up in 2021 and had a major dip down, but rapidly bounced right back up. So resistance at around $12 US. Price charts for $12.95, but that, good luck getting a good condition copy for that. At least when I was on the market, you couldn't get one for cheaper than 14. So that's why I paid 14. Plus it's Hey Arnold. I'm a big Hey Arnold fan. Who wasn't? I mean, let's be honest with you. Who doesn't like Hey Arnold? You got to be messed up in the head. You'd have to be retarded to not like Hey Arnold. You'd have to have an IQ under 69 to tell me with a straight face, I don't like Hey Arnold. That show sucked. What a garbage cartoon. Absolute garbage. Once again, speaking of Game Boy, I got Tetris and Kelly Club. I have no idea what you do with these. These were a package deal, buddy. I did not buy Kelly Club Game Boy Color. I don't think it'll work on my Super Game Boy, unfortunately. Because it's Game Boy Color and not the black cart. Black carts are compatible with both Game Boy and Game Boy Color, if I remember correctly. I do want to try this game, though. I'm sure it's terrible, but I like bad games, so this game looks like it might be funny. And I will play it. I play bad games, and I enjoy bad games. Now, Tetris, on the other hand, this is like the third or fourth copy I've gotten of Tetris because I sell this all day, every day on eBay. Minimum $20. Minimum. I have even sold the world's worst condition Tetris for, I think, $19.50 Canadian shipped. And I'm talking terrible label. I might have lowered it to $18.95. I don't remember. But it was a bad condition label. And if I have a good condition label, I won't sell it for one dime under $19.95. I make profit on these all day because a lot of resellers, when they're buying in bulk and just selling in bulk, they don't even know what they have. They just see, Tetris, common game. I'll sell it in a lot, $2. With a lot of 10 other games, come out to like $2 for the game. I paid $2.50 for this. $2.50 for this because they were $5 total. Tetris sells. It is the most popular game, in my opinion, on the Game Boy for selling. Maybe even more than Super Mario, I don't know. But it's like top 3 for sure. Because in my opinion, and probably millions of others, Tetris has always been a Game Boy game. That is the console to play Tetris on. I would never play Tetris on anything else. Okay, I lied. I've played it on Nintendo Switch and PC. Okay, I lied. But those versions sucked. It wasn't the same experience. Tetris Connect, great game. But nothing will ever beat the experience of playing this, especially back in the day. So I'm going to sell that for profit. Last Game Boy game, I swear, last time. Kingdom Hearts Reloaded. Is that what this is called? Recoded, sorry, Recoded. I paid $25 for this. I don't think it was a particularly good deal, but it does price chart for higher. Nothing too fancy going on. It is a steady, slow and steady riser since bottoming out in January of 2020. Let's pull up the CIB chart because mine is CIB. CIB chart looks much better. Yeah, I mean it's going up. It's trending up. It broke through that previous resistance at $30 and has come back down since. So we'll see if we end up retesting that at some point. Now, I got Kingdom Hearts just because I've been thinking about getting into the Kingdom Hearts series lately. I've always wanted to try the series. No, I lied. I haven't always wanted to try it. I used to hate the series. But I've heard so many good things about the series in general for the last like 10 years. Especially the PS2 versions, like the OGs, that I've been wanting to get into it. So I'm actually starting to collect the Kingdom Hearts games. So normally I wouldn't do this. This is a relatively new thing for me. I need to get the PS3 version next. Oh, here's a gem. Paid $4. Super Tennis. If you're wondering why I would pay $4 for this, you're probably thinking this shovelware. Because that's what I thought too. But what you didn't know is that the Super Nintendo has the best tennis games. They're simplistic and fun. And when I say best tennis game, I mean 2-player and 4-player. So either or, doesn't matter. I used to say, maybe I still do, that Jimmy O'Connor's Tennis is the best tennis game. Super Nintendo. Because that's the game that I had, bought it at Rogers Video. 4-player. But everywhere I turn, people tell me that this is the definitive best Super Nintendo tennis game. Oh, here's a gem. This is not a game, but it's in the pickups. I paid $2. I don't care what anyone says. Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Diesel. I think it's his rap album. I forgot it even existed. Oh, frig. I forgot it even existed, and I just could not turn it down. For $2 Canadian, I'll take it. I can't imagine it being any good, but I will. I have a CD player in my car. Yes, I still do old school CD. None of this MP3 player crap. I'm CDs. I listen to legitimate CDs in my car. The CDs that I currently have in my car off the top of my head. Macho Man Randy Savage, Be a Man. Be a Man, Macho Man Randy Savage. Best rap album ever made. And I'll fight you to the grave if you say otherwise. I'll kill you. You try and tell me, Macho Man, Randy Savage, rap CD, Be a Man, is not the best rap album ever made. I will literally... My lawyer has advised me to edit that last part out. With this CD, I'm very pleased with the purchase. I don't know if it's worth anything. I highly doubt it is. Super Mario 3. I sell these all day on eBay for $29 Canadian, all day, every day. Although this label is not as good condition as I thought it was. But I think I can still make a little bit of profit selling it. This, like I said, these games are still selling. It's 2025. It's almost 2026 as I record this. And yet people are still buying NES games that you can get on a million other consoles. You can emulate this game a million different ways. And yet people are still buying it because this is what the non-collectors, the non-gamers, the real hardcore gamers, I'm talking the true gamers, physical gamers with a physical NES controller in your hand, because it's not the same experience. So a gamer will tell you, I emulated that. I played it on the PC. I emulated that game and it was okay. Well, guess what, buddy? You emulated this on the PC, did you? And let me guess, you had an Xbox controller in your hand. So in other words, you didn't actually play Super Mario Brothers 3. Never in your life have you played this game because you didn't play it on an NES console with an NES controller in your hand and preferably on a CRT television. Now, I'll admit that's hard to do in the year 2025, getting a CRT. I don't even have one. I'm going to get one eventually, but I don't have one right now. They're hard to get, and they take up a lot of space. Well, come back to me after you play it properly. Then you can say that you played this game. And you're not going to understand that unless you are a real OG gamer. All right, what else we got? Need for Speed Carbon, PSP game. I'm not collecting PSP games anymore. I'm done. Well, with some rare exceptions. This is one of them. This is a rare exception. I'm selling. I've decided that I am going to sell. I still have not done it yet, but I'm selling almost all of my PSP games. Some of them I'm keeping. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this game yet. I couldn't find what I paid for it, but it wouldn't have been too much because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. Chart looks good on this one. Nothing too fancy going on though. Just a slow and steady uptrend. Bottomed out in roughly 2019 again. 2019, 2020. A lot of these old retro games bottomed out. These newer generation retro games. And now they're going through the same moves that all the previous consoles went through. Meaning they're going up. That's what happens. They hit a certain age. The people that grew up on them hit a certain age. They get a certain amount of disposable income because they're working. And they go and collect games for the next 40 years. I know because that's what I've been doing. I'm one of those people. I just got into the game earlier than these younger guys. They're me from 20 years ago. I get people on my channel all the time bitching and whining about prices going up. Every single one of them has a very, very low IQ. That much I can guarantee. And I'm talking under 69 IQ, because I have an IQ of exactly 69. As far as I'm concerned, I'm smarter than Einstein. Compared to the people that I've seen on this channel writing comments, not understanding basic economics. Like, I'm talking basic 101 kindergarten level economics. So I don't know if I'm going to sell Need for Speed Carbon yet. I'm going to sleep on that one for a while. I don't need to be in a hurry. I have a bunch of other PSP games that I am going to be selling though. Speaking of racing games, I got Midnight Club for $3. This is Xbox 360 Complete Edition. This game is dirt common, as you can see, platinum hits. No manual. I might overpaid. I paid $3, but it does price chart for a lot higher. I think the price is going up. Let's have a look. It's not doing too much, very, very slow uptrend. So what I'm likely going to do with this, I already have another copy, CIB. And also, I think when I bought it, I couldn't remember if it had a manual or not. And it does. It does. So this is not complete. I'm going to try to trade bait this. I'm going to take it into a store. It's pretty good condition otherwise. Disc is in great condition. Case is nice and smooth. Good condition case. I'm going to try and trade bait it, see what I can get for trading value. I've been doing a lot of experiments with trading in games lately. Next up, we got NFL Street 2. Also, don't remember what I paid. But again, it wouldn't have been much. Maybe it was $5. I know some of these games I got a really good deal. NFL Street. I have found that this game commonly, the NFL Street Series number 1, 2, and 3, and the FIFA Soccer Series 1, 2, and 3, they've all been going up in value for every single console. This is a game that people commonly do not understand is actually worth something. It's not treated the same as a sports title. It is a unique and actually fun sports title that doesn't go down to -$2 in value. Okay, this is not John Madden 99. Great game, though, by the way. N64 version, Madden 99. That is my personal favorite Madden. You pick the San Francisco 49ers, and you throw the ball to Jerry Rice, and you win the game. In fact, when we played that game back in the day, we had to ban Jerry Rice. I'm pretty sure he played for the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. They were good back then. They were real good back then. And I think we just banned, we got to the point where you had to just ban the 49ers. Because Jerry Rice was completely overpowered in that game. He was just too good. You throw the ball to Jerry Rice and you win. Don't be sleeping on these NFL street games. 1, 2, and 3, especially on the GameCube. For all you retards out there that I get that do subscribe to the channel and watch the videos, this price ain't coming down $5 anytime soon, buddy. It's going to keep going up, and you're going to keep bitching and whining for the next 20 years. Instead, here's my advice, though. Instead of bitching and whining about the prices going up, why don't you go and make some more money? And then you can actually afford these prices. How about that? I'm not bitching and whining about Little Samson being $3,000. I just tell myself, okay, I'm not rich enough for that. My name isn't Elon Musk. But guess what? If I had $1 million in my account right now, I would go and purchase Little Samson right now. I might even get the CIB copy. So if and when I get $1 million, I will happily go and purchase Little Samson. But until the day comes when I get $1 million in my account, I am not going to purchase Little Samson under any circumstance. I've been priced out of the market. It's that simple. People with more money than me are priced in, and they're the ones buying the game. So if you can't afford NFL Street because you're broke, you're priced out. Go and buy Kelly Club. Here you go. You're looking for cheap games? Let's look up Kelly Club right now. Here you go. I found a game for you. So if you're brokey, all you got to do is start playing cheaper games. And now you can quit bitching and whining. Hell, even Kelly Club's trending up. You know the dang retro game prices are going up when the chart for Kelly Club looks great. This chart looks incredible. Straight line up, buddy. Bottomed out 2017 for $1.55 US. Currently trading for $7 US. This is US dollars. Switch over to Canadian. Almost $10 for Kelly Club. Well, if you can't afford that, I can't help you. But you're going to have to stop playing NFL Street 2. That game ain't for you no more, buddy. You're on Kelly Club and Barbie from now on. Those are nice and cheap. Those are the types of games that are for people like you. Next up, I got Sims Castaway 2, and I got it initially because I got it for a real good price. It's another game that people sleep on. They don't know that it has value. They just think, oh, The Sims, nobody wants to buy that game. It's not worth anything. So you might find it cheap at a pawn shop, cheap in one of the auction groups that I can't tell you about because then you guys would outbid me because you're a bunch of scumbag sons of bitches. And I know somebody out there would have outbid me. I bid $6 Canadian. I guarantee you some of you would bid $6 easy. Because it does price chart for a lot higher than that. So it is worth more than that. It goes for about $25. Chart hasn't done too much, just a slow uptrend. It's not a popular game, but it does sell commonly. There's plenty of sold listings here for what it is. 3 sold listings in so far when this was last updated. I think this is a week behind. Meaning it's not a game that only gets 1 or 2 sales a year. Some games only get 1 or 2 or 3 sales a year. That's a thing that happens. And generally, they're just not sought after games. They might even be worth something. Like maybe they're rare enough to command a $15 or $20 value, but nobody's buying them. And then there's other games, they're not worth much. Maybe they're $10, but still nobody's buying them because nobody wants them. It's just that simple. Like an F1 racing game, a particular old F1 racing game, maybe a particular sports title. Nobody wants that particular title. Sports titles do sell. I have sold many of them. But it really depends on the title. So Sims Castaway 2, pretty cool game. In fact, actually don't think I'm going to be selling this. I will be keeping this. I have no intent to sell this. I would be very interested in actually playing this. Sims 2 Castaway. This actually sounds pretty fun. So that's going straight into the collection. That's 19 games, if I'm not mistaken. 19 games, we got one left. Final game, and then we're going to play some of these games. I don't know how long this video is going to be, though. I was hoping to get through these games in like 10 or 15 minutes. I feel like it's been longer than that. WCW Super Brawl. WCW Super Brawl. What's that say? WCW Super Brawl Wrestling. Okay. Sting on the cover. Ric Flair and Vader. Dang. I'd like to know what year this came out. That's what I'd like to know. In fact, let's look it up right now. Because here's the thing. People don't know that this is the rarest wrestling game on the entire Super Nintendo. In fact, I think it's the most expensive. It is even, last I checked, even more expensive than Saturday Night Wrestling. Sorry, Saturday Night Slam Masters. WCW is rarer than that game, I do believe, and or more sought after because it does command a higher price. 41 Canadian dollars. I had to bid pretty high on this one because I got into a bidding war with some other bastard who knew that it wasn't a $5 game. This is, again, one of those games that you might get lucky finding at a garage sale or out in the wild because somebody thinks it's just a common wrestling game, not worth very much. Common WWF game. As far as I know, it's not particularly good. That's the catch. And maybe they knew it wasn't very good. Plus, WCW was never as popular as WWF back during this era. But I've heard it's still fun, and I would like to try it and see what wrestlers are actually in it. Because I've never played it. And I like old wrestling games. Alright, here we go, guys. WCW wireless controller. This would be a fun two-player game. Password system. Okay, so what do we got? We got TV heavyweight, 3 falls, count outside. Okay. Options, I don't know what this is. Okay, let's try one. Oh, you're choosing the rules, I guess. Okay, so you can turn counting off outside or turn it off. Okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. TV heavyweight, USA. Don't know what this is. Must be a rules. Different rules again. Go with the standard. Let's see who's in this game. Ultimate Challenge. Tournament or single event. Let's do one-on-one. It's pretty impressive to put this type of graphic into a Super Nintendo. But it's not even showing me their names. I don't know who that is. That's Vader. Oh, dang. That looks like Rick Rude, but I didn't think Rick Rude was in WCW this early. No, that's definitely not Rick Rude. Ric Flair. Steiner Brothers. Not beside each other for some reason. This is Sting. Don't know that guy. That looks like maybe Ricky Steamboat. I didn't realize Ricky went over to WCW, so let's find out if this is actually him. Yeah, Ricky. Okay, Ricky the Steamboat Dragon. Who else we got? Ron Simmons. Oh, that's who that is. Okay. Who's this? Johnny B. Bad. No way. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Sting, who's this?
A thirst for high impact.
Brian Pillman. Okay, that does not ring a bell. This is Vader, sorry. Is this Rick Rude? Oh my gosh, it is. Ravishing Rick Rude. Okay, and who's this? Oh, Dusty Rhodes. Wait, Dusty Rhodes is in this? Wow. Okay, and who's this? Oh yeah, Johnny B. Bad. Okay. Alright, let's try Rick Rude. So it automatically chose to put me up against Sting. Now, I don't know the moves, but we're just going to try it. Looks like there's a strength bar, maybe a stamina bar. My buttons are not working. Okay, our L button is run. Friggin' did a... Oh, giant... Oh, body slam, pile drive, bitch! Oh, dang! Those are good graphics. I don't know the buttons. Oh, eye gouge, eye gouge, eye gouge. Oh, eye gouge, bitch. 2 fingers in the face. Oh, the computer's not very smart. AI's not very good. Punch him to death. Okay, I don't know the grapple button yet. Dang. Frig, this game is nuts. I'm just button mashing. I'm doing these moves. I'm sure there's a way to do specials and all, but these graphics are very impressive. This is perhaps a later release title than I thought. A button doesn't seem to do anything though. If I hit the other buttons, it'll just do a move. Oh, dang. So, whatever button you push, plus the 4 different directions, all do different moves by the looks of it. And even the punch button. So if I'm hitting down and punch, I'm doing the flying elbow. Up and punch, super punch. Left and punch, just did that crazy move. Unbelievable. 10 out of 10 game, guys. I was wrong. This game is actually incredible. Better than WWF. 10 times better. No clinch. You don't get in clinches anymore. They kind of just eliminated that. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but the pace is much faster pace game. Probably a lot more moves. Bigger ring. Alright, you get the idea though. I'm giving this game high praises. I would love to battle somebody in 2-player mode. So I'll have to convince somebody to give this one a go with me. But yeah, I mean, this is fun. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I am trying to collect over 9,000 retro video games. And we're well on our way there. I haven't even counted these games yet. I'm going to count them one of these days. Because I have to do it for insurance purposes. I'm starting to get paranoid about that. But I also have a Patreon. Please consider subscribing. I do post exclusive content. And I will be posting a new video soon. I know that my current subscribers, you guys are waiting for a video. I got a real good one coming up. Another behind the scenes video. Because I got a lot of positive feedback on the last one that I did. I did a Nintendo Switch behind the scenes footage. I'm going to be doing an Xbox 360 behind the scenes video. And to be honest with you, I'll tell you right now, I didn't want to do it. And I still don't technically want to do it. Because it's embarrassing. Because my Nintendo Switch shelf is overflowing. Or sorry, my Xbox 360 shelf. It's very messy. I'm going to do my best to clean that area up. I've been doing a lot of reorganizing. But that particular shelf, I don't have enough space for that section. So I have way more 360 games than my shelf, my 360 section can hold. Now, it won't be like that forever because I have a lot of doubles. So as I slowly start to sell the doubles off, that will change. But yeah, I will make that video for you guys shortly. So if anyone does want to support the channel, please consider that. Thank you to all my current supporters and subscribers. I appreciate all the feedback. A lot of people do put constructive feedback and ideas for videos in the comment section. So please, if you have ideas, future videos that you want to see, leave a comment below. Oh, and by the way, one other thing. I am going to be posting the Legally Insane rap song to Spotify soon. I'm going to be uploading it this weekend to CD Baby. And then beyond that, it's up to them to accept it or not. And usually it takes about a week or two. So I'll let you guys know when that goes live. It's going to be on iTunes because I know some of you guys are waiting to go cruising for chicks.
Check the joystick, retro kings in the building. Pac-Man appetite, munching up millions. Button mash moves, combo spilling. Wearing adult diapers, no time for chilling.
16-bit dreams, cartridge on the dresser. Pulling all-nighters, I'm a high-score professor.
Velcro sneakers, still a trendsetter. Got the game on lock, but my bladder
Says never.
We're legally insane, controllers in hand. Retro vibes, diapers keeping us standing. No bathroom breaks, we'll game through the pain. Legally insane, we're running the campaign. Yeah, duck hunt precision, aim on the screen. Diapers so fresh, it's my gaming routine. 8-bit symphony, living the dream. Mortal Kombat, battle fatality scene.
Mario hops and my swag just bounces. Donkey Kong barrels, rolling like ounces. Pause button hit when the diaper announces. But back to the grind, this joystick astounds us.
We're legally insane, controllers in hand. Retro vibes, diapers keeping us standing. No bathroom breaks, we'll game through the pain. Legally insane, we're running the campaign. Legally insane, we're the campaign. We're running the campaign. We're the campaign. Yeah, yeah, running the campaign. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.